Shalom, Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rawchaa Qadash, Barakatam. Double honor to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, dealers on down salutation. To all of you sincere Akimade doing the work of Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rawchaa Qadash. In spirit and faith, sincerity, Shalom, Barakatam, to all of you Akim. And to all the sincere believers in Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rawchaa Qadash, Barakatam. To all of you. Alright. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 24. It says, surely shall one say, in the Lord have I righteousness and strength. Even to him shall men come, and all that are incensed against him shall be ashamed. In the Lord shall all the seed of Israel be justified, and shall glory. Alright, these are the times that we're heading into. The time whereby the Israelites will be finally glorified. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're going to finally receive that ultimate praise. You're going to receive that respect that is deserved unto the nation of Israel. Okay, we're no longer going to be under these curses. Okay, so in whatever whatsoever we do, we shall be justified in that day. We will be justified in that day. Because the scripture says here in the book of Hebrews, it's the book of Hebrews chapter 8. Alright, this is Hebrews chapter 8. Alright, I'm going to start verse 8 on down. Because right now, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're far from being justified. You're just way too far from it. Alright. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel are just way too far from ever being justified because of the error that's proceeding out of the ruler right now, which is Esau, Edom, pursuant to the book of Job 9 and 24. They have been given into the hands of the wicked. All right, they've been seduced. Okay, pertaining to the scripture in the book of Proverbs, it says what? The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked has seduced them. Okay, the same thing we see here happening. That's why we have these so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans in this music industry, in this, mainly in the entire entertainment industry. Okay, all kind of folly that you're engulfing yourselves in. That's not how the Most High made us to be. Alright, but through when man set his heart and his love, his mind away from Yahawashi, all kinds of nonsense that start befalling him. Okay, he ends up getting enticed with evil, and he ends up loving it. Okay, loving wickedness. Okay, having pleasure in unrighteousness, homosexuality. Okay, smoking weed, excessive alcohol. Okay, committing adultery, and adultery. All kind of abominations. All you list, you name all these different laws, statutes, commandments which the Heavenly Father told us to not break. Okay, every single last one of them has been broken. Okay, and deliberately at that, for the most part. All right, Hebrews chapter 8 verse 7 says, all right, sort of verse 7. This is Hebrews chapter 8 verse 7. Alright. It says of Hebrews chapter 8 verse 7, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should have no place been sought for the second. Because we ended up no longer being justified in Yahawashi. Okay. We were justified for a season. A righteous ruler will be set up, a righteous king will be set up. Okay. Then it wouldn't take long. We ended up being in captivity, but that cycle will come to an end very soon, by the laws, statutes, commandments being embedded within us. Okay, we must, that day must come, and it will come, and that's the faith that we're holding on to. Okay, that kind of the patience that we're waiting upon. Okay, for the return of Yahawashi. Okay, just like he was able to, Yahawashi was able to make good upon his word. Okay, upon all these curses that are befalling us as a nation, he's going to make good the blessings also. That's the faith that we have. That's the hope that we have in Yahawashi. For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant which I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not, in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Because that's why I read that in Isaiah 45. Let's get this in. Let's go back to Isaiah 45 real quick. All right, Isaiah 45, 25. All right, it says verse 24. Isaiah 45 verse 24 says, Surely shall one say, In the Lord have I righteousness and strength, even to him shall men come, and all that are incensed against him shall be ashamed. Because these nations, they came over us, they ended up being seized against us, and they had that power over us because of these curses. All right. And first of all, they were already jealous of us. All right. They already envied the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you Israelites, and you, the seed of Yasharallah, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the descendants of the 12 tribes, scattered among the nations. That strife and contention between us and the nations, it will come to an end, because we're going to finally be put over these nations, all right, which have ever been reputed as being nothing. All right. It says for Isaiah, it's like back in Hebrews chapter 8. All right, and Hebrews chapter 8 was all right. Hebrews chapter 8 verse 9 says, Not according to the covenant which I made with their fathers, all right, in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is my covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. So here in Isaiah 45 is what it's all futuristic, it's all prophetic. All right. How all the nations shall be, all the Israelites will be righteous, and thus we are patiently waiting upon. All right. It says, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be able, it says, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Because we ended up not being disregarded from Yahawashi. But now all the tables are what? Are they all turning right now? All right. They are now turning. Let's get this in book of Baruch. Let's get this in book of Baruch. All right, this is the book of Baruch. 4 and 1. All right. So Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1 says, This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that is interpreted forever. That's why he said, look, instead of casting us as a nation forever, guess what? He's going to make sure that we keep these laws. He's going to enforce, these laws, statutes, and commandments of the covenant which he made with us. All right. Beginning with the promises which he made with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, our forefathers, and henceforth we came out of the 12 patriarchs. All right. It says this is the book of the commandments of the Most High. And the law that is endured forever, and all they that keep it shall come to life, but such as live it shall die. But all right, it says, but all such as live it what shall die. But that's the case, and the reason why only the 2/3 will be cut off and die. All right, because these are the ones who can never be justified. All right, because the elect of Yahawashi, these are the same ones which Yahawashi said, look, I'm going to give you a mouth which neither the adversary and the enemy will ever be able to gainsay against. They can never say nothing against. All right, that's the beginning of that justification. All right, and before the eyes of Yahawashi, the elect, pursuant to the book of Revelation, there won't be any form of guile found within them. There won't be any form of guile found in them, because these would have been the first stock of the Israelites to be justified in Yahawashi. Isaiah says what? Okay, he that justifies is near. All right, because the Lord is on his way to justify the elect. All right, and when judgment comes, all right, when judgment comes, when you nations are going to be shackled up in chains, it will be justified. All right, it will all be but justified. Because we would have what? The elect would have patiently have suffered, okay, the indignation that is from the Lord. It says, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mightest be illuminated." All right, that's what's so important. All right, because right now we are walking right now we are walking, okay, in the presence of this light, being illuminated. All right, receiving that sight. All right, says going back to Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 11 says, "They shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest." All right, and right now what's happening is what those who are turning onto this light, all right, who are being illuminated, are out there in houses and hedges, okay, compelling them to come into the marriage. That's exactly what is happening right now. Because these are the ones who are turning on to Yahawashi. These are the ones who are returning. Okay, Lord willing, we be of that number. Okay, beginning with myself. Again, through faith. Hey, Scripture says that we must give all diligence, okay, to make our election sure. All right. It says, verse 12, "For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more." All right. No more shall all this nonsense be remembered. It's going to all be a thing of the past. That's how it's going to be. All right. It says, verse 13, it says, "In that he saith, a new covenant ye have made, the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away." It is all ready to vanish away. Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation, and war without end. That's what we're heading towards to. And that's worth getting excited about. Okay, it is worth getting excited about. All praises be unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rawchaa Qadash. The word and to you, the apostles of great millstone, dealers on down salutation. To all of you sincere Akim are there laboring, and to the sincere Akim, Yahawashi Yahawashi, and sincere believers out there in Yahawashi Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rawchaa Qadash, Brakatam. To all of you, Shalom.